Yeah, it's a bit hot, but it's not 40 yet, at least. But it's hot. Yeah, it's good. So we have some, I think, last few weeks of summer left before the winter kicks in, probably in late September.
Imagine.
So,
Okay.
and yeah, I just had like my house sink problem is not going away. Today we had
No?
a boiler issue since last night. I couldn't even take like bath or anything because the boiler is completely shut down today. Um, so tomorrow the plumber is gonna come back and then gonna fix it. So yeah, not a good Sunday though to start with, to spend 400 quids at the morning just to fix the emergency. But
Oh.
just life happens.
Yeah, what happens?
Uh,
All right, let's get started. Um, Let me start with the release email, and then we can go around and maybe take your questions if you have any, or if you are facing any problems with the platform. I think Marcelo is facing some issue. We can take that on in the later part. Uh,
yeah, the very first time that I had a problem with the NS, it's strange. I don't know.
I think I know what you're facing. I think
Oh,
some one of the other member have also faced the same issue. But yeah, I think we can have a look quickly.
Great. No worries. There's. I'm not hurried. I'm just moving
Yeah,
slowly. It's not a critical issue. It could
that's
be fixed this week, and it does not matter.
I could fix it from the back end, but I don't want to because you know what's happening is now we have a more comprehensive app and components. So any action if I take like from back end, let's say when you're enabling your white level portal, there are three other areas or components where things should be also notified and improved. Now let's say if I go back to database and just enable it for you and those systems are not notified, then in the future you will face issues. So it's rather fixed like a proper way, the way the app should know, or on all the components should know, so that everything will work together better way.
But
uh,
I think that this case is works to fix the
yeah,
same situation for next because I think that realize that this move or rebrand anything is not the first idea. You, you must to do it by hand. I understand it. So
yeah.
no worries. No worries.
Always. Great. Let me share my screen and we just run through the uh,
Sorry, my video.
don't worry, second. So the release email should have been gone this morning or last night, but again, because of my house is actually because of the plumbing issue, we had to also shut down all the electricity in the house. So I had no electricity like until 2 hours back in the house. So I could not even start my PC and send out email or something. All right, cool. We have like couple of a lot of actually fixes and a lot of features that has came out this release, and this is not just 1 week release, of course, because last week we delayed the release. So this is more like a comprehensive release update for last 2 weeks, not just 1 week. One, of course, we already talked about the meter billing last week and all the new features that we have with the meter billing. We are still running some tests, and I think Shao is also going to use some of his own like client and try and use the meter billing as well. So we will send you some update on that one. But the really cool features that we have now is, if you go to your customer portal, custom branded portal rather, and then as a customer, so you all of your customer will now be able to test the agent. So they will see the try agent button now. So imagine a scenario that you're going. with the customer call and you're trying to sell the voice AI agent, and the customer is like, how would it sound? I just want to try it myself. So one way you are doing is you're just showing it by in a video call, like in your meeting, you're sharing your screen and showing it. And the other best way is actually give them access to the portal, your custom branded portal, give the agent and let them try it themselves and give you feedback. In this way you can basically get the customer trust, and you can also actually charge much higher than a traditional way of selling voice AI agents, because in this way you will have much more improved agents. So and this is completely provider agnostic. That means it will work on any of the provider except this one, which we disabled. The Go High Level one is not part of it, because Go High Level is more mainly inbound agent. But it will work with retail, VAPI, Ultravox, and our own agent, which is Nova agent. So all of the agents will work. So you can just give like a try, start test. Okay, so this agent is now configured. So I just need to go to partner portal quickly and configure this one, just to give you a quick demo. And I also need to go to VAPI because this is a VAPI agent. So if I go to VAPI and again, it works with, so just copy the public key. So VAPI AI, let's say this is the agent I want to test myself as a partner or as an agency. So you just need to add the public key and I'll be able to test it. This was already there. This is not something new, but as soon as I've added the public key and I have assigned this to the customer, now in the customer portal, should be able to test that as well. So if you just do start test, so this will basically start working.
Thank you for calling Wellness Partners. This is Riley, your scheduling assistant.
And
How may
they
I
will
help you today?
basically test with the agent. And as soon as they like end call, the other thing that is going to happen is you see there is on the left hand panel, there is something called AI credits. So basically, if they try and test it, so now it's like 95 AI credit, was 96. So basically, and it works with every provider. So when your customer is testing the agent, so basically you are assigning the agent and you are giving, let's say, the customer 100 credit for free, for example, to let them test. So as they test it, they can see their AI credits are getting reduced, and you can give them 100 credits, you can give them 10 credits, whatever you want, and I'll show you how you can do that. And once that credit things are done, now they can add, of course they can add more credit. For that you need to add credit plan, and then they can buy more credit from the portal itself. So you and they can continue testing, or if they're happy with the agent, they can just say, okay, fine, let's have a deal, and then you have a deal with them, and then you assign as much as credit you want to assign. And the way it will work, again, your Stripe account needs to be integrated. If your Stripe account is integrated, which I don't have on this portal, on this account, but if you have it, then you will see a section here, customer credit plan. This is more like your subscription plan. Here you are basically saying, I'm going to create some credit plan for my customer. Like for $10, I'm going to give them 100 credits, or for $20, I'm going to give them maybe 200 credits or something like that. So you can create your credit plan, and as you create the credit, you can give discounts and everything as well. That is also allowed. And once you are doing that, this is basically adding a product in your Stripe account. So basically, then they can from the customer portal, your customer would be able to buy the credits using your Stripe account, and that will straight away land. That money will straight away land into your Stripe account. So this has nothing to do with, not to get confused, that there we already have like AI usage here, right, that we assign to you. This has nothing to do with that credit. This is more like a credit that this relationship only between you and your customer, and it has nothing to do with the credit that you buy from us, for example, for using our Nova agent, or running analytics and all this, because those are like real AI credits, and this is more like what we are doing is, as soon as for every minute of call, we are deducting 1 credit, basically. Be it VAPI, be it retail, be it Ultravox, be it Nova or Go High Level, whatever agent it is. As soon as that agent is being used for even 1 minute, that 1 AI credit will be deducted. Now, the question that you might ask, okay, how can I create a perfect credit plan for my customer? Now, for that, we will create a video, of course, in this week. So I'm gonna add like a calculator here in the credit card plans. The calculator will ask you what is your cost per minute in your AI agents. So let's say you say it's 7 cents per minute. It's costing you 7 cents, and then it will ask you what is the profit percentage you want to book per minute. And let's say you say I want to book 30%. So then it will create the credit plan. Then it will recommend you the credit plan, where it will say, okay, create a plan where you give them 100 credit for $10. That means you're basically spending 7 cents per minute, but you're charging 10 cents per minute. So you're making 3 cents per minute. So this will give that sort of, I'm just working on that calculator now. So that calculator will be available here. And this will actually help you create your credit plans. Like, it will also help you, and this is all based on the data that we have from the internet. Like I have seen, like I have taken all the credit plans from different providers, how they are pricing up, and then I've created this calculator to make you more like market competitives in terms of pricing. And so that means this calculator will also tell you that, hey, you make your base plan maybe $10 for 100 AI credits, but then you make your $50 plan, for example, you give them 600 credits or 700 credits. Of course, your per minute profit is getting reduced, but then your overall profit is becoming huge. And you can make one of the plan popular, because it is known fact that people used to click the popular plans always more than the starter plan. So you can always make like one plan popular, another plan not so popular, or something like that. So that gets sold. So that calculator will actually tell you how to create your a credit plan. It will not, of course, it's just a suggestion. Use it as a suggestion tool, and you can use that as for your benefit and create credit plan. But this feature will only work if you have Stripe Connect integrated, because as you create credit plan, it's going to create Stripe product in your Stripe account, so you can be selling. Okay, so that's one thing. The other bit.
So, can I just add? So, and Avid's just gone through in great details the intricacies of Noti. So if I just take you to more of a user level and how it can be used. So Avid and myself, we've been in Voice AI for quite a number of months, if not years. And when we first started, some of the very early adopters, they were happy buying the service based on what they have seen and maybe some demos that we've done. But if we look at the market now, more and more companies want to see demos of how the voice AI would work for their company, not just generic demos. They want to see how our voice AI interacts or understands their business, because they're comparing our voice AI maybe against competitors. So if you can't give them a demo, then you have no chance of winning an order. But if you grow your company, it takes quite a lot of time to do a demo. And what Noti has is the ability to give customers demos very quickly. And I've used this for myself, and the customers were really, really impressed that I was able to create a demo live whilst talking to the client and maybe understanding some of their needs. So for example, if they said, I've just had a recent customer who is a hotel, and what they wanted was if the customer has an emergency, they say, I've got an emergency, and then that would dial straight to his phone number. And I was able to put that in, and the client was really impressed that I was able to do that during the demo. So this is a very good reason why we have created this. It's because the market is telling us we need to have demos. Sorry, I interrupted you.
That's actually a good context to add.
You allow me, I have a comment here as well.
Yeah.
I believe this is an excellent idea, and I agree with Chao about that. However, if we can add another features, which is that the customer, they can enter their own data and they can try it. For example, if it's a clinic, he can upload the file about his clinic and he can see the results about his clinic, not just a test. It's just an actual test about how the agent will work in his clinic. And I believe that should not be an issue. Just let him to upload documents about his clinic, and he start asking about his clinic. So he will be amazed in how the system will act. So that would be a great idea, I believe, to implement.
Yes, that's absolutely right, and that's the direction we are heading in. So if you see here, like the knowledge base, this is the customer portal. So in the knowledge base, your customer can create knowledge base and upload documents here. The thing that's still not done yet, and we are working now, is when you're creating, let's say you're creating a retail agent, for example, just taking an example. So if you're creating a retail agent, at the moment, we are just redesigning this entire interface now, where like it's allowing you to select the voice. It will also allow, as a partner, it will also allow you to select the knowledge base. So it will, first thing it will ask when we have the improved interface that we are currently redesigning, is as soon as you click like create new agent, I'm just going to show you how it will look like with Nova agent. So when you try to create a Nova agent, for example, the first thing it asks you to select a customer, right? So the same thing will happen with retail, VAPI, Ultravox, Go Ahead, every other agents that with the new model that we are bringing in. So as soon as you select that customer, what you're basically doing is you are now from the partner portal itself, you are able to access all the knowledge base and all the integrations that they have done in their customer portal. That means when you will create the agent here from your partner portal, you will be able to select the knowledge base and the integrations that they have already done in their side in the customer portal. And in that way, this agent that you will create for them is going to be only for them and for that particular use case. And as soon as you assign this agent to them, then they will see that agent here in the portal, and they will be able to just test it. They will be testing, just clicking the try agent button or something, and they will be able to test it live on their portal. And you are giving them some credits. The idea is you give them some credits so that they can test and you improve it. And once they're happy, then either they buy more credits or you some sort of agree some sort of invoicing and billings like monthly payments or something. And we already have those features built in where you can create different billing, like you can create invoice based on the agreement that you have with the customer. So that is, of course, the direction we are heading. Remember, we are trying to create this platform to not just support agencies, but helping agencies to scale better or faster, like a SaaS. So basically, our main vision is to turn this customer portal into a SaaS itself. So that means you will become from an agency to a SaaS company who is selling voice AI solutions, and all you have just a portal and nothing else. You have all the options like knowledge base, the basic options like knowledge base integration, phone number, and everything. And your customer just comes in. They can also create their own agent in the future when we have all the component created. That's like our main, the ultimate vision is to enable much more, voice AI companies in the world. And we can bring in maybe vision, we can bring in avatar and all these bits. So that means we add features, and all the partners that that is in our ecosystem automatically get updated to all those features added into their SaaS. So you are just selling, hey, now you just send to your customer list, hey, we have now added this feature. Please go ahead and test from the customer portal, and they can test it and they can start using it. So that's our main.
Yeah, so sorry, if I can just add to this. So for my own agency, we've grown from 0 to around 50 clients. And once you get to 50, you realize that it's difficult to serve all of them. And in order to grow and to scale quickly, you want them to be serving themselves. So that's why Avid talked about SaaS, and I think SaaS is really, really important. But not everyone may want SaaS. Some people may want to have different business models. And what we have got in Notti, there are 4 pillars in terms of our business model. So number 1 is SaaS, where customers can serve themselves. And number 2 is small business enterprise. So when you first start, small business enterprise is probably the easiest for you to serve. And that's your plumber, your local accountant, your dentist. Then number 3 is large business enterprise. So as you grow, as your agency reputation grows, you may start to serve bigger and bigger customers. So then that's what we call large business enterprise. And the 4th one is whether you call it pay as you go or lead generation. So this is where Avid talked about there's different ways that we could charge customers. We can charge them on a monthly subscription. We can charge them on the number of minutes. We can charge them on leads generated. So there's various different models that we can charge. And if anyone's interested, we have a very and we believe definitely in Europe, this is in the US, this is a new model, and I think it's going to grow very quickly. So using Google local ads. So I don't know whether if you have Google local ads in where you're situated, but definitely in the UK, in Europe, in America and Canada, this is more and more popular. So for a local plumber, for electrician, for an accountant, when you search on Google, Google will present to you a map with pins where your closest supplier of those services are, and you can have reviews. And what's interesting about Google local ads is that so they don't charge you per click or per impression like the normal traditional Google ads. So for Google local, they charge you on when the customer calls you, how long the customer stays on the phone for. So for example, because Google, they're not allowed to monitor your phone calls. So they can only judge whether the lead that they've given you is any good or not by how long you are on the phone with a customer for. And this is and the other secret, and this is I've seen there's not many people on the internet who have found this. So let's say if you've got a customer like a plumber, and a normal plumber works between 9 a.m. to 6 p.m., normal working hours. But sometimes customers have an issue like Avid had very early in the morning or very late at night. Okay. If a plumber, if their working hours if it's outside their working hour, you're not going to appear on the Google local on the pins because it's outside your working hours. And if you say you are working 24-hour, but when the customer calls via Google and you don't answer the phone call, Google will penalize you. They'll move you down the list. So this is where voice AI becomes so incredibly important for 2 reasons. Number 1, you can suddenly make your service available 24/7. Number 2 is you can use voice AI to filter the important leads and the time wasters. So I'll give you an example. So I have a customer who does kitchen renovation and does bathroom renovation, and he's based in London. So we put him on Google Local Ads, and suddenly, first day, 20 leads come in, and the customers charge hundreds of pounds. It's like, wow, what's going on? And when we reviewed the leads, they were terrible. So we were reviewing the leads on Notty, and they were terrible. There was people looking for jobs. There was the competitors fishing for information. Um, and and because the bot was talking to the customer for a long time, we were charged for everything. So then we changed the voice bot. So the voice bot now asks, if are you looking for kitchen or bathroom renovation? That's the first question. And 90% of the time wasters said no. And as soon as they say no, the bot cut off the phone call. So we went from 20 leads a day to 3 leads a day. But those 3 leads are all customers. So so my customer was really, really happy because he was paying less on advertising and he was getting really good results. And the bot was working overnight. So it doesn't matter what time it is, the bot is constantly being available, and therefore my client was able to be the only one at 3 o'clock in the morning and can still fix a broken heating. So it makes a massive difference. So my personal opinion is, at the moment, Google local advertising, if you don't have voice AI, is not very good. If you have voice AI, it is very, very good. It can deliver really, really strong results. So that's the lead generation. So when we talked about the 4 services, SaaS, small business enterprise, large business enterprise, and lead generation, those are I think the 4 pillars that Notty can really help. Sorry, I think I interrupted.
No, it's okay. It's all good information, right? You won't get it out of internet. That's
It's very new because we searched on the internet, and there's a lot of people giving you advice on generic Google local business. You should put more photos on, you should get more reviews, and you should get
very old. Very old tactics. Yeah. Like
they're all very
high level launch. These are on the internet. I think.
So I would say, for us as a group, the two really, really important things that voice AI can help is, number one, we can make it 24 hours. And by the way, don't make it 24 hours, make it 23 hours, 45 minutes. Google doesn't like 24 hours. I don't know why in the algorithm. So that's number one. Number two is we can really use the voice AI in the prompts to cut out the time wasters. So those would be my 2 advice for anyone who's looking to sell their clients of Google Local. It's very powerful.
Thank you for sharing this, Xiao. Can I just quickly ask a follow-up question regarding this specific type of client? Because I have a plumber in Vancouver. I think I mentioned that the other day.
I remember, yes.
So what's the back end of that? I mean, I understand what you're saying, and the phone call is picked up by the Notty and the agent, but then what happens? Are you using actually Go High Level to do the routing with the workflow? Is that what you're doing?
So what I'm doing at the moment is so I actually use NA10. So when Notty when the customer calls the number, I have a webhook which will trigger a automatic email, a summary of the conversation, and that summary is sent to the customer, and it's also logged on the customer's Go High Level as a note. So so the advantage is the customer, so my customer, who's the kitchen fitter, can see the phone conversation straight away. And he will look at whether this is a good lead or bad lead. But he can also go to Go High Level to review for the week. So those are his 2 ways of checking on the leads.
Gotcha. Okay, thank you for that.
Yeah, I think in this use case as well, from the product point of view, we, as you know, in our webhook setup, so when you do webhook setup, we have the manual setup. For example, let's say you already have an automation, automated webhook or an A10 automation or Go high level automation built in already, for example, for your customers. You want that automation to be triggered as soon as a voice call comes in. You can use Naughty to do that. So what you will do, basically, you keep your existing webhook for your existing automation here, and then just click next. So what this Naughty will do, it will update the provider like Vapi or Ultravox or Retail. It will update with our webhook URL, and we will save your webhook URL at our backend. So that means every time we receive a call event, or let's say any transcriptions, anything, so Naughty will do the analytics of that to give you to give your customer portal the information, and if he wants to hear the conversation, he can do all of that. And at the same time, your automation will be triggered by Naughty itself, because you have configured your existing webhook here. So this is already available there, and this is also one click. So if you already have that set up in your voice agent, you select automatic setup and save changes. This will do it automatically. But if you want more control, you can do manual setup, and you can give the webhook URL where your automation sits in, whether it's N8N or Go high level, and then just click next and save it, and then it will update the voice agent side. And we will also update Naughty to inform you every time there is a webhook call coming. We will send you that in your
That's great, guys. Thank you.
I mean, yet this is like if you interrupt the automation on Retail or Vapi, yes or not. I'm thinking what happened when you have your own flows handled by Vapi or Retail.
It doesn't
How
matter.
coexist? How
It does-
can you coexist with it?
Yeah, it doesn't change. So basically here, for example, is your Vapi. Okay, so this is your, I don't know, sorry, is it visible or not? Let me turn off the black. How do I do that? Yeah. So let's say this is your Vapi. Sorry, it's just a bit too small. Okay, so that's, let's say, your Vapi or Retail or Ultravox. That's fine. And let's say here you have your automation running in. Let's say this is on GHL or N8N. You already have it, right? So today, for example, you already have an agent that is sending call analytics or call trans details to your existing webhook
Are you
URL.
sharing your screen? We are not seeing. Are you sharing your screen?
You're not seeing? Are you able to see, Alfredo?
I can see the screen.
Yeah, I can see it.
Yeah,
I can see it too.
yeah, I can. I have just reshared it. Hopefully, to fix it for you, Michael.
Yeah, I can see it.
So what?
Vapi or Retail or anything.
It could be anything. It could be our agent as well. It could be anything. Doesn't matter. Okay. So let's say you already have an agent that is configured to push to N8N or Go high level for doing any post call analysis or informing your customer or sending an email. All those post call automations that you have, let's say, that is running today. But you are worried that if I bring this into Naughty, this particular agent, now my automation might break, because now Naughty will get this. So Naughty will get the analytics web, right? So what we have done for that reason is, when you are setting up Naughty webhook, we are asking you to we are doing it automatically, by the way. If you already have it, we will automatically save your existing webhook into Naughty, so that every time a call transcript is coming to us, we will indirectly process it at our side, and we'll also send to your Go high level or N8N or whatever that you have. So that's not going to break anything. You're going to exactly get it from the exact format what Vapi and Retail sends it. So we are not going to do any transformation on that. But all we are doing is we are taking that analytics and transcripts, and we are creating more analytics. And the reason why we do that is because if your customer want to see those analytics, they can log in and they can view it in Naughty. They can view the conversation, they can see the analytics, all of this basically, right? So this is the exact reason why we came up with this model, where we don't want to break your existing automation. All we are doing is just adding our service in between so that we also can get the analytics out of it. So this is also visible to your customer portal.
That's great.
It's incredible how you can build it. It's amazing. I can't believe it. and the other question that I have is, well, Xiao is talking how the customers can call, but what do you think in the future that the market will share between phone calls or just talk by the web browser interface? Because it's not necessary to call through a phone, but it's not.
I think if you look at the data, the recent data, last 3-4 years, a lot of the businesses are moving into VoIP, not like traditional landline. So from traditional landline, they are getting into VoIP, and with VoIP, it's even better because in VoIP you already have the PBX, you already have all the router and everything in. So it is much easier to set up AI agents with VoIP based telephony. It is much difficult to do it with PSTN. I'm creating a really detailed video on that one. Hopefully it will come next week, where I have talked about where I'm trying to cater all these scenarios. Like, what if you're trying to sell a customer who don't have a phone number? What if you're trying to, what should you recommend to them? What if you are trying to sell a customer who already have a PSTN based phone number and they don't want to change their phone number? They want to keep that because that's probably been there for a long time. How do you sell voice AI agent to them? What if a customer is in the process of migrating to VoIP and you are coming in, and what should you recommend to them? How do you get their business running and without interruptions? So all these scenarios, I think I have around 5 scenarios covered. And I am going to create that video. It should be available in YouTube as well as in the Naughty as well. But yeah, I have covered all of those aspects. How do you approach? How do you give the solutions to your customer?
Vegeta indeed is omni-channel. So if for any reason you lose your phone call, then you can restart the same conversation through web RTC.
Yes. Yeah, exactly. I mean, as I said, like as I was saying, the market, I think we are really at the early stage of using voice AI agents still, although there is a lot of people trying to sell it. We just need to sell it on the pain points, or like to show your customer that if we are bringing voice AI agents, it's not going to break your existing business operation. It's just going to improve on it. And the best way to do that is not break their existing operations, like let their operations run. There are a lot of options. Even with Twilio, you have Twilio Flex and Twilio Studios, where you can route let's say 5% or 10% of their call to agents, and rest 90% still goes to their existing telephone or something. So you have all of the solutions, and this is exactly the video we'll talk about, and we will slowly integrate all of those products with our Nova agents. As I said, we don't want to create Nova agent like retail or Vapi. It will be more focused to each and every type of business complexity based solution. So maybe some Nova template will be integrated with Twilio Flex, so that you can offer your customer this flexibility that, okay, when we come in and we integrate voice AI with your business, it won't be necessarily all the 100% call will go to AI. You will have chance to increase that, like from 5% to 10% as you become more confident. And I think that's where you build the trust. You keep your customer for a long time as well. So yeah.
But it's so very good for marketing, because we can talk with our Customer,
Exactly.
that we are prepared to the future.
Exactly.
Yeah, great.
Yeah. Yeah, so that's just one feature and it took 40 minutes. So I hope we can cover the rest of the bit very quickly. So AI credit system, we just talked about it. Again, I wanted to show you how you can add the credit. It's very simple. We have kept anything related to your customer is always in the customer portal, in the customer list menu. And you click on that and anything related to your customer will be here. So that means if it's credit, so you go to credit tab and you can manage your credit, you can add credit, you can deduct credits, you can set monthly allocation so you don't have to touch upon. So for example, you have a what you said, a contract set up already with your customer, you have won the contract and you said, okay, for $1,000 we are going to give 10,000 credits or something. So you just set the monthly allocation here as 10,000 and that's it. And you can enable credit rollover. That means if there is an unused credit, that will roll over automatically next month. All of these features are there. It's built in. It's available that you can use for with your customers. But again, just
Production ready, sorry, right? Is it production ready already? You were testing this week?
yeah, I'm testing it. We are testing it. This is just came in this week.
Okay.
I wouldn't take the term production ready. I would always say, please test it with your own accounts first, and please report us if you see any issues. So far, we have tested; it's working, as I have just shown you as well, right? So, like when we tested this, it did reduce AI credits. So we are continuously testing as well, but it is all there for you to try, test, and allocate to your customer. And we have thought of all of this scenario as you can see that where you can offer different prices to your different customers as well.
Awesome. Thank you.
Cool. What was the next thing? Yeah, agent deletion. We just landed yesterday, and it's only available for Vapi and retail at the moment. It will come on Ultravox and our Nova agent very soon. So basically, earlier you did not have the option. Now you can delete the agent that you have already imported, but this is not going to delete from your provider. We have not enabled that yet. This will only delete it from our portal. And the main reason to introduce this feature is because we had a couple of customers and partners sitting here, like joined us at the very start before we even came up with our webhook analytics service. And those agents, although we have migrated, is facing issues with the analytics. So that's why we said, okay, you can do like delete. If you ever see an agent is not producing proper analytics, you can just delete that and re-import it, and it will be able to then show it properly, because it will basically go to the provider, fetch the latest data, last 30 days data, and it will show you properly. So that's introduced now. Yeah, edit credit system, we have already talked about it. There are some small features that we have added. I think it didn't take us more than an hour really. One of which is we have now added updating the customer details. I think one of the feature Marcelo have requested, so we just added it. So you can because you are using quick onboarding. So what happens with quick onboarding is only the necessary information is being asked, and all the other are being filled up with dummy information. So, but if you want to update those information, you can do that. That's added now. And we also did something. Oh, we did fix the call history. So earlier the call history was not working. By the way, the flickering issue, Shao, you have also mentioned, it's fixed now.
I see that. Yes.
Yeah. So
That's excellent.
yeah, so now it's not flickering and it is getting all the call records properly. And now we have added like the loading part separately. Earlier it was loading the whole app, which is why you are seeing the problem that as soon as it was loading a new conversation, it was again trying to load the help section. And that's where the problem was. So we just moved this loading part specific to the area here, not impacting the other areas of the app. So that's all the issue. What else we did? We did like a couple of things. I'm just conscious of the time. And yeah, one other thing is, I think again, Shao have added this as a feedback that when he was trying to update the webhook for this one, for example, if you do like edit agent, you will see, not VAPI, I think it's available on retail. So if you do like edit agent, in the advanced settings, you have this webhook configuration that shows the current details. If you use that and try to update it here, it will likely fail because we are updating this whole UI for the moment. If you need to update the webhook for some reason, always use this manage webhook button and use the manual setup and update it. That is the best way. That's proven to be working. Don't yet use the edit agent feature. Edit agent, this whole model is getting redesigned completely, and we are trying to make it like very, very simple, not even like retail, because retail have this multi-prompt agent where you have the design palette and it might get confuse you. So we are redesigning it properly so that it will ask you like question by questions what you want to do next, what state you want to do next, or something like that. You will see once it's there, it should be there by next week, and you'll be able to create the agents. And this will be available across all the type of the agents. So the new UI that we are creating for editing and creating agent, it will be similar across all type of agents, so that you don't get confused. Like, okay, for VAPI we have one different UI, and then for retail you have another different UI, and you can get confused. So that's why we are bringing like an unified UI interface that will work for all agents across, whether it's creation or editing. And the underground API call, we will manage it as the platform. Don't worry about it. That's probably the I think overall what we have done. But again, if you are watching on like YouTube and not part of the Discord and watching this video, please join the Discord, I would say, because we are updating Discord faster than we are updating here, and all the granular details issues are being discussed in the Discord much more detailed. So yeah, please join there. That's and I think our previous Discord link was expired, so I have with the late new one. Oh, by the way, the Discord link is updated on the site itself. So if you go to notai.pro, you will see this little Discord button here on the top. So if you click it there, it will take you through our Discord server, and you'll also have the Discord link on our release, the today's release email that have the latest link, and that link is non-expiry, so you can also forward other people if they want to join. All right, over to Marcelo. If you want to show the issue, I think we can probably take 5 minutes and quickly solve the issue. And then we have another 5 more minutes to discuss anything else.
But now,
Yeah, or if you want to do it separately, it's fine. Just
no, better to talk some features, and this is a particular one. So
okay, cool.
I prefer that to share with Michael, Alfredo, and Chao.
Okay.
More.
Great.
But I saw news from Ultravox more or less from 2 weeks ago, and yeah, I saw enhancement. So my question is, I understand that you interact with any platform. How can you handle the changes that they adopt? It's
okay. So what we're trying to do at best is mainly we are running on API, as you can understand, right? So we are using their API, we are creating agent, editing agent, importing it back, and that's it. Whatever features that they're adding, that is still in their platform. Maybe even when we create an unified model, like unified UI, we don't necessarily need to jump on the hype or the new features always, right? Because in our vision is to serve a business use case, not to go around.
I understand, but imagine that suddenly Ultravox says we are half of price of. How can you adopt that changes as soon as they announce it?
So from our end, what we do is if there are any changes in API, we have an agent, AI agent running, which is always checking, like every night it checks if there is a change in API spec and it informs us. So if there is any change in API spec, we get to informed and we update the API in our code. But if there is an enhancement that they have done, let's say they have come up with a new AI model which is much more performant, or now added like 14 new languages, that is still with Ultravox. You can still go ahead in Ultravox, use those features, you have all those independence. Where you are using Ultravox in Naughty is to resell their bot.
And in
Not
terms of
necessarily.
pricing, for example, too, it works in the same way. In
Yeah,
terms,
yeah. So let's say you have onboarded one retail agent, and you have updated that retail agent in retail website or Ultravox website. Doesn't matter, right? That is still going to serve your customer. All you're using Naughty is to serve your customer with the business data and selling it properly, showing the analytics and everything. That's it. In terms of feature onboarding, yes, we'll only try to onboard a feature if we see value in offering to the business. If we don't see a value, for example, they might add 40 new languages, but if we see our main market is only two language or three language, maybe Spanish and English and something, or German, we don't care if they add like something else, right? So we don't care for now. But yes, once we get a customer from that market and that partner tells us, hey, can you please also do this, we'll definitely do that. So we will do. Our motto is to drive by the requirement, and that's why I keep on telling you, please use feature based, please add on whatever you need, so that we can, improve the platform. Don't want to just beat up
and
push.
I get, and I have a question. I don't know if you talked before about this, but is it possible that you have like a GPT-5, for example, have a router, and router is smart, and then if the situation in the VAPI retail or Nova, I don't know,
Hmm.
is now it's cheaper, and then and you can switch, but you have the flow. It does not matter which model or which if retail of anyone is attending them by in the same flow. Is it possible, or I'm crazy?
Yes, it's possible, and that's why if you see our like Nova agent creation, which is our internal one.
But
So
have you ever talked about this before? Or I don't know, because
no, we haven't, I think. But
this is I think that this is a very very crazy idea, but it's because it's agnostic. It's not agnostic.
yes, yeah, it is agnostic, because if you see the portal, that the Nova agent interface, again, we are going to change this, but just to give you some idea about it. So when you select here, it never asks you all those questions. All of these questions are business questions, like what is your agent should name, what is the website, what is your offer, what is your business information, what is the agent's goal that you want to achieve, and then you select the voice and you select the knowledge base and the integration, and that's it. You don't need to select what is the provider, what is the model name, and all these bits, because those things we want to handle our side. We have different, like we are creating different proxy servers, using which we want to introduce guardrails, we would want to introduce PII filtering, security, and all the other bits that you need to have with your AI agent. It is not just about adding a model and let it speak. You need to ensure that it's not being used by bad actors, it's not being used wrongly. Like Shao said that you created an agent for lead generation and 20 bad customers or not prospect have been picking up the call. So all those things we will be taking care internally, uh, like adding the voice sensitivity, and all those bits. Of course, we will give you the options of advanced configuration as well. If you wish, you can control it, but we would like to keep that control with us in the back end, especially with the hosted model. Again, just to remind you, Nova is going to be an open source project in the future. So that means you will be able to also host Nova Agent yourself and bring to the Naughty platform and resell it. But at the moment, with the hosted model, we want to keep the control because security wise, we should be, as a business, we should be handling that and not let anyone else handle that, because don't want to get, because with voice agent, really the use cases of misusing voice AI by bad actors are really very huge. So we have to be very, very cautious about, as a platform, we have to be very, very cautious about who we are giving access and what they are selling with it. So yes, we have all those things in plan, of course, but it'll come soon. It will come slow, of course, because it's a complete different project. I think me and Shah, we have already applied for some grants for this project because we want to make it really big and we want to make it open source. So
Yeah, it
Yeah,
sounds like
it's just dreaming, just dreaming.
yeah.
Okay, I have a question.
Yes.
Lately, I've been watching a lot of YouTube regarding the voice agent using open source
Yeah.
large language model. And I believe we are going to get some customer that they would like to keep their information secure. So
Yeah.
is there any plan in the future to have something that open source, but we can benefit from it? I mean, we can create one and we can sell it to the customer as a subscription, monthly basis, or something like that. Is that something that maybe you guys will consider at Naughty?
Yes. So Naughty is the business platform, and Nova Agent is what will be open source. And the very reason why we are making Nova Agent open source is to cater these use cases where you want to host the agent in the client's infrastructure, not with us or in your own infrastructure. So you can have the open source version of Nova Agents. You run it. You just if it's a enterprise, maybe you need a license or something. We haven't thought of the licensing model yet because we haven't started the project yet. But for the most part of it, it will be open source. So you can go ahead, you can deploy it in any of the infrastructure, and you can use Naughty to show them all the analytics, to give them all the features like credits and everything. If you want, you can do all these combinations, however you want to put down your offer.
Okay,
That
so
is the main.
if one of our customer they ask us about this, is it available now or it's still in the...
No, Nova Agents open source is not available yet. The closed source, the only agent that is available with Nova is your white label, this agent. This is the agent that is powered up by Nova Agent, which is sitting on your customer portal. So if you go to your customer portal, you see these agents that is there, and you also see the same thing here in our portal. This is powered up by Nova, but this as a project, it's still not open source, as we have actually applied for a grant because this development will take I think some resources. So we have applied for a grant within UK. Shao can talk about it more, but once we I think that result will come next month of that grant, and once we have some success, we can start work on this project. Do you want to add any details, Shao?
Thank you very much.
Thanks, Michael.
No, it's
Anything
great.
you want to add?
Amazing how much you guys do in 1 week.
Yeah, the space is moving fast, so we have to be trying to keep it up as well. As a platform, I think we are nearly there, what we wanted to achieve. We have talked about it. Me and Shao had a really long discussion this week that as a platform, we are nearly there, what we wanted to achieve. Now our core focus is to make it more stable, robust, do all the testing properly, make it production ready, so you can use things confidently. That's why you probably have seen this week a lot of bug fixes that have came through than the previous releases, because now we are focusing on all the small bug fixes and user feedbacks and everything. And as a platform feature, I think we have got everything that we need, almost everything, which will help us resell voice AI agents to anyone under our own brand. yeah, I think there are only few bits remaining, which is like adding the knowledge base, as you said, adding the knowledge base, adding the integrations. Those things will come up very soon. Those are not really critical feature, really. The critical feature was metered billing. That is more anything related to payment is very critical, because you have to ensure that you are not overcharging, you are not undercharging, you are on the right dates and times and all this bit. So anything outside payment, I think I'm quite happy to be a bit buggy and then fix it forward. Anything related to payment, we have to be ensure 100% that it works.
Yeah. No, it's
Just a question came to my mind, if you allow me quickly before we
Sure,
go.
yeah.
Why we don't create a new culture now that we are going, instead of using phone, that's it. If you need to order something, go to the website and order it. If you want to book an appointment, go to the website and do that.
Yeah, of course.
Is so our platform here, I believe that we can achieve that. I mean, right now, instead of going to the customer and tell him, hey, you need to connect your phone to the this and that, I will tell him, oh, wait a minute, you don't have to even have a phone for the order. Just create a culture of let's your customer go direct to your website and order. That can be achieved, correct?
Yeah, technically it is achievable. That's what our vision is. But we also have to educate the market for that, because that's the main challenge. To people don't want to change the behavior, so that's the main thing, right? So you have to educate your customer, let them use. Even if you go to a new shop and you see a new like an interface coming up, or even in your bank, when you see those tiles and everything, people don't often go to the tiles first, right? So they have to be like educated, enforced or something, and then they start using it. So I think we just have to do
If one of my customers, they said he wants this to be from online, we can do that, correct? It's
Yes.
available.
Yeah. I mean, it is already it is all, the voice agent is already in your customer portal. It is already in our portal, so it can be also embedded into your customer portal. It's not like in whoever is asking, you can easily do that. It's not, as technically it is all possible. Even it is cheaper, it is better, it is performant.
It's excellent. I believe that's going to be the future, in my opinion.
Yeah.
That's going to be, instead of even go to the app, that's it. You don't have to go to the app. You just voice, set your order, and that's it.
Yeah. No, I agree. I think that's right. Even as I said at the start, many of the businesses, that's why even going to VoIP, even they want to keep a phone number, they don't want to keep it like a PSTN line. They are going into VoIP, which is much more voice over internet. So using internet data. So it is also a very cool idea, I would say. But yes, it's possible. If your customer is eager for that, don't say no, or don't say wait. If you need help, just reach out, use the Discord, or reach out to me. I can help you guide how you should put an offer or something. Not a problem.
Yeah, thank you. That's great. Thank you.
Yep. All right. I think we are 4 minutes over. Shao, you want to add anything, or we can? Yeah, mute. Can't find the mute.
No, I'm all good. Thank you.
Great. Yeah, that's great. I think next one will not, the next 4 p.m. Next weekend I won't be there. It's a bank holiday next week UK. So I will be probably lying down somewhere in the beach in
Cancun.
So
Are you coming to Cancun?
Yeah. Hopefully the weather supports me, but that's the plan. It's been a long
warm water in Cancun or here in the Caribbean. It's amazing.
Yeah. So next week I think the call will not happen, but the Discord will pop up with all the updates anyway. So please be there.
I'm gonna be away too, by the way. So yeah, good to know. So that's okay.
Yeah, no worries. Thank you. Speak to you later after 2 weeks. Then. Cheers. Bye.